take care of this for you. We got the shades going down. It's going to be a great day. Everybody's taking pictures and so cool. Hey, I wrote some notes down because here's my deal. If I don't have like some thoughts that I have kind of jotted down, I'm going to be talking for a long time, and I can ramble with the best of them on planet Earth. So I am just really excited to be here. Got the chance to meet a bunch of you back here and sign some books and just have some conversation. Just really, really excited to be here, and I promise I will be 150% focused on this room for the next couple hours, even though the Cubs are playing 3 blocks away. And I'm not like, I won't be thinking about it. I won't be thinking about it at all. No, seriously, I'm glad to be here. It's such an honor to be able to drive up from Lexington. That's where we live. We moved there a few years ago from Florida. Love it up here. I was telling a bunch of you that live in the area, we come up here a lot. My kids are actually in love with there's a Great Wolf Lodge, like an indoor water park, and my kids absolutely love it there. But if you don't have any idea who I am, that is okay. I'm a coach, and I'm just a guy that really, honestly, is dedicated to becoming the best version of me. That's who I am. That's always who I've been. And so when I decided to write this book, I'll tell you about that in a little bit. The whole idea was I really have never felt like I've been the best speaker, communicator. I never felt like I was the best leader. I just felt like I was someone that was dedicated every day to becoming the best version of me. And I'll tell you this. There are areas in my life that even still I do that. I'll share one at the end, but one of them is in the area of even my own physical health. Like I lost some weight, and sometimes it's easy to settle on that. But my whole life, I've journeyed in between two kind of extremes where I was like scrawny guy, and I was dad bod guy, and I lost the weight, and I kind of went back to scrawny guy again. And I've for the longest time been like afraid of the gym, and I felt like I was one of those guys that was gonna walk in and like use the machine wrong. Like I'm gonna be like doing curls on a machine that you're supposed to be doing, leg exercises on or something, and people are gonna be that guy that's like filming that person, like, hey. I think you're doing it wrong, and it's be on YouTube and get like 4 million hits. Like I felt like that, and literally this morning I was on a call with a bunch of other leaders, and one of the guys was on the call with me, and he's a trainer, one of the best trainers in Lexington, and I sent him a message today and be like, you know what, enough's enough. Like I'm tired I'm tired of looking in the mirror and judging my own fat rolls under my chin. I'm tired of, going into this place and not showing up in this area of my life, and I'm going to get a coach and I'm going to have somebody help me with it. So starting Monday morning, I'm going to die every day, and I'm excited about it. I don't know what to expect, but I'm going to go for it. So that was off cue, but I want to talk for the next 30 or 40 minutes, whatever it is, just about a couple things that I really feel can add value to you, whether you're someone who's a coach, whether you're someone who is just somebody who was a guest, or you do other things. And let me just say this, like sometimes we can define ourselves by what we do, not who we are. I always find it interesting that when you sit down next to somebody on a plane, the very first question you ask someone after their name is, what do you do? Right, we tend to define ourselves by what we do, and so I don't want to put you in a box today of labeling you by what you do, but I know that some of us are coaches, some of us do other things, but whatever you are and whatever you do, I hope that these are some things that can add value to you and help you to add value to others, because that's really what the purpose of life is all about. No matter what you are or what you're trying to do or accomplish, it really is about helping people. Is there a clicker? I'll get it at some point, but I will... I want to introduce someone to you guys. Now, the person I want to introduce you to, you're going to know this person, I promise you, but how many of you know what it's like to deal with difficult people? Anybody know? Anybody ever had to deal with difficult people? Difficult people at your place of work, difficult clients? Have you coaches, you got any difficult clients? You got any difficult coaches on your team? Anybody come with any of those difficult coaches? They're sitting next to you right now, but you don't want to admit it, and you elbow them, and you're like, hey, it's talking about you. You're the difficult dude. Knock it off, right? We know what it's like to deal with difficult people, but I will tell you, beyond the shadow of any doubt, what I've learned in my life is that the most difficult person that any of us will ever deal with in our entire life is not Macaulay Culkin. It's you, okay? It's you. You are the most difficult person you will ever have to deal with in your entire life. Now, the reason that's a good thing, some people don't admit it, but the reason it's a good thing is it's how, when I realized that in my life, that I was the most difficult person I would ever deal with in my entire life. Can I tell you something? That really helped me a lot understanding how to have empathy for other people. Because I came with this idea where it's like, hey, if I can deal with me, I can put up with you. Like, if I know what it's like to have to deal with me on a daily basis, I can for sure have grace with you. Because I know that for sure I'm someone that needs a lot of grace. So, with that said, let me just introduce you. This is my family. This is my wife, Julie. She's amazing. She got to speak at the event last night. She rocked it down. And that's Addison, and that's Sadie. Addison was named after the Chicago Cubs. I like them a little bit. But at Wrigley Field, where the Cubs play, is on Addison Street. So she's named after the Cubs. It's a pretty cool thing. A little obsessed, but it's all right. When you start naming your kids after sports teams, that's, it is what it is. But so fun story. A lot of you are coaches. 5 years ago, I decided to lose some weight. I didn't know what it was about. I had no clue. I was just, somebody that was just tired, had no energy. I was drinking probably 5 or 6 cans of Dr. Pepper a day. Just didn't know any different. And I decided to lose some weight, and as a result of that, I became a coach. But really, at the time, we were having some hard times in our financial life. I was pastoring a church of about 500 or 600 people. We were making ends meet, but if you spend everything you make, you're broke. I mean, it doesn't matter, how many zeros are at the end of your paycheck. If you spend everything you make, you're broke. So we were broke, and we needed some extra money to go on a vacation that we didn't have. And so I made a decision that I was going to donate plasma. If you've ever donated plasma in your life, not the upper echelon of society normally hangs on at the plasma donation place, right? You're dealing with people that sometimes wear shoes. Like it's just a crazy situation. And I would go there. I would wake up early. I would drive there. It would take me 2 hours to do the whole process. I would do that 2 days a week for $300 a month. Because we just needed a little bit extra money. And so when I made the decision to start coaching, I remember having a conversation with my coach, and I said, hey, if I coach, is it possible that I could replace the income that I was earning donating plasma? And he was like, yeah, we did that very quickly. And I remember that was something that was really exciting to me, we were able to help some people, and as a result, I was able to stop donating plasma, right? So the reason I tell you that is it's been such a whirlwind of all that's happened in our life over the past couple of years. I remember we went on a trip with some other coaches, and we had a conversation, and we were renting a house at the time. We had gone through some foreclosures. We bought a house like right in the thick of the real estate crash right before it, and we bought a 2-bedroom condo for $220,000, and that same unit, after we foreclosed on it 2 years later, sold for $50,000. We were in some debt. We owed some money. We were in some issues, and as a result of that, we kind of lost what it was like to dream. And we were at this event, and we started sitting down, and our coach started asking us some questions and asking us to define what our dream was. And we talked about a house that we wanted, the house that we've always wanted. And it's crazy what can happen to you in 5 years, because I will tell you that the house that we described to our mentor about what we wanted to create, and it's not about this, and this isn't about a Corey Bragg show. I'm just telling you what can happen in your life in a few years. And one of the things I said last night, sometimes we can get frustrated. Doug mentioned June. It's easy for us sometimes to lose focus, but the truth is, if you want to learn how to move forward in your life, it's important to learn how to have short-term urgency with long-term outlook. And we started to have short-term urgency, and then we had a long-term outlook. And in 5 years, the house that we described, that was our dream house, is now one of our rental properties. And we are designing a property that literally just went under construction a couple of days ago that's been a dream of mine for a long time. I love to bowl, and we're building a house with a bowling alley in the basement. And I'm telling you, from someone that 5 years ago was donating plasma for $300 a month, to now someone that is able to do what we do, there is so much that is truly possible. In the last 5 years, we've been able to impact over 40,000 people. We help people become the best version of themselves physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually. About a year ago, I decided to write a book. And there's a little copy of it. It's back there. We got a few copies of it left still. And it's really about this idea of awakening the person that you've always longed to be. This concept that I think all of us have this person we are, and we all have this person that we want to be, right? This person that we want to be is wealthy, is generous, is ripped to shreds, is incredibly nice, is magnetic. And yet my goal in writing this book, and even in the next few minutes, my goal is to help shorten that gap. Shorten that gap between the person that you are and the person that you want to be. I've heard it said once that at the end of our life, we have this person we want to be, and the goal is that at the end of your life, the person that you are and the person you've always wanted to be is the same. That's the goal for all of us, that the person you've always wanted to be and the person that you are is the same. So if you want a copy, I'd be happy to sign it. I know Doug's got a phenomenal book back there that you've listened to. Somebody asked if I could sign the audio version. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm trying to figure it out. But yes, it's available on audio as well. So if you want, I'm available. You can see there. I've got a website. CoreyBaker.us. I write, I blog, I do video stuff. I wrote another book that's free, and you can download it there. It's called Learning to Laugh. If you've not read it, you should. It's funny, and I tell a lot of funny stories. So you'll want to see that. And so let's talk about this. Why are we here? I don't want to make any assumptions. I know what happens when you make assumptions, and I don't want to do that. But I want to assume a couple things about you. And the things that I want to assume is this idea that you are desiring to be better in your life. You are not satisfied with who you are. You're not satisfied with the number of people that you're impacting. You're not necessarily satisfied with the number of zeros after your paycheck every year. You want to be generous. You want to be your best self. Let me also make some other assumptions on the other side. I'm guessing that there's some things that have happened to you in your life that aren't fair. There's probably some things that have happened that you wish you could erase. There's been some people that have hurt you. You've had some failure. You've had some setbacks. Somebody's told you no. I heard that you talked about how you invited some people to come and they said they were going to and they didn't. Some of you that are coaches on our program, you knew that this person that was going to be a client and they were just going to crush it and they never signed up, or they signed up with someone else. Or you thought this person that was going to be a coach on your team is just going to be just amazing, and they're going to be a global in like 16 minutes, and then they don't have any clients. And then you start to question you. It's crazy how often we question ourselves for something that somebody else doesn't do. Somebody else isn't doing something, and we think it's because of us that they're not doing it. It's crazy. And so I want to show you this next slide, because this is so important, that if you've ever experienced setbacks or failure or disappointment, anybody honestly ever been disappointed before? Right? Can I tell you, if you've been disappointed, I'm so glad. You know why? Because good things are birthed out of disappointment. The problem for us is that a lot of times we use our opportunities for discouragement and disappointment to be more emotional and more discouraged and get into less action. When ultimately, all the time, if you feel disappointed, action should always be your way out. Always. So, Bill Gates. Anybody heard of Bill Gates? He's got a few dollars. Okay? Bill Gates had an idea. And his idea was this. There was no secret. Somebody asked, hey, what's the secret to your success? There's no secret. I simply showed my plan to 1,200 people. 900 said no. 300 signed up. 85 actually did something, but only 35 were serious. And out of those 33, 11 made me a multimillionaire. Okay, Bill Gates could easily look at it and say, what's wrong with me that 900 people said no to me? And we do that. We whatever business you're in, you can look at all these people that aren't doing something and think, what can I do to help increase my numbers so that 900 people would say yes? You know what the answer is? Not a whole lot. It's just talk to more people. It's be around. It's get more influential. It's learning that. And so I'm telling you, if there's one area, if you want to level up in your life, in your business, you have got to learn how to deal with discouragement. And I'm not trying to be, some sort of doomsday prophet to you here today. I'm just telling you, you're going to be disappointed, and you should be grateful for your disappointments. Because disappointments, if used the right way, can be fuel for some pretty amazing stuff if you use it in the right way. But a lot of people can't do that, and the reason is because they don't know how to deal with disappointment, and they have not learned how to master their emotions. Our emotions can be phenomenal things, great tools. They can also be things that make us feel sorry for ourselves in a quick hurry. So, I want to give you 2 takeaways today. No matter what you're doing, whatever your business, whatever your spot is in life, I hope these 2 things truly can help you learn how to get in massive momentum, how to make a massive impact, and help a lot of people. And the first thing is, I want to encourage you, I want to give you permission to learn in your life how to become a massive encourager. Become a massive encourager. You know what life is like? A box of chocolates. That's a terrible joke, by the way. I'm sorry I did that. I mean, I've never even honestly seen that movie. I know it's a terrible thing. There's a couple movies I've never seen. 2 movies I've never seen, and you can judge me if you want to. It's fine. I've never seen Forrest Gump, and I've never seen Top Gun in my life. True story. I've never seen them. I know some of you respect me less because I just told you that, but it's true. I've never seen those movies. But life is like an escalator. Life is like an escalator that is going down that you're trying to walk up. Okay, that is life. And you have 2 choices. You can either choose to take the hard road and walk up the down escalator, or you can choose to stop moving and allow life to take you back. And some of us have made that choice. Now, it'd be great, and it's possible, to get into massive momentum and switch the escalator so that you're walking in the direction of life. That'd be great. But for most people, life is like walking up a down escalator. And it's challenging and it's difficult. You know what's true? The vast majority of people that you come in contact with think that they are failing in life. They think that they are failing as husbands. They think that they are failing as parents. They think that they are failing as coaches. They think that they are failing as people. And that is one of the reasons why I try to have so much grace on people, even if they get my Starbucks order wrong. And you know why? Because the person that got my Starbucks order wrong most likely thinks that they are failing at life. And I have the opportunity in that moment to help them or to add more fuel to their fire. Because when you get incensed about that order that was wrong, it is so easy for us to forget about the person on the other end of that, who most likely feels that they are failing in life. And I'm guessing Starbucks is not their dream job. I'm guessing that that's not what they said they wanted to do when they were 4 years old. I'm guessing that they're doing the best that they can. And sometimes we have to remember that that's really the truth. And I was listening to a podcast earlier, and it was talking about how most people that don't have what they want in life, it's because they lack integrity. Now, if I was to ask a person, do you have integrity? Most everybody's going to say yes. This was his definition of integrity. He said the definition of integrity is doing the things that you say you're going to do. Now, how many people have ever said the diet starts Monday and it never does? How many people said, I'm going to start going to the gym and they never do? And have 3 gym memberships that they don't use? Okay? It's because you lack integrity. Now, nobody likes to be told that. Nobody likes to be told, because that's a personal thing that feels like an affront to you. You lack integrity. Okay? We don't like to hear that. Now, here's where we do have integrity. Most of us have integrity when it comes to what we do for other people. If someone asks you to do something, you do it because you told them you would. But do you have integrity with things you promise yourself? And it's easy for us to give ourselves a pass because you know what? What I want doesn't matter. And we keep breaking promise after promise after promise after promise to ourselves. And for some of you, you got trust issues, but the person that you lack trust with isn't somebody else. You lack trust with yourself. And it's tough. It's tough to get into massive momentum in your life when you can't even trust yourself. So, one thing that I learned to do a couple of years ago that I'm telling you has changed my life, it's changed my business, and it's changed the way I see people. Every day, I make a decision that I'm going to send 5 encouraging messages every single day. Nothing about business, everything about life. And I'm going to add value. I'm going to send 5 encouraging messages. You know what's crazy? We do this a lot. You ever had a situation where you come in contact with someone and you think to yourself, man, that person looks nice today. That person, they're a really hard worker. We come in this restaurant all the time, and this person really just takes care of us really, really well. I have a conviction. You know what my conviction is? Whenever I think something nice about somebody, I tell them. I tell them. And communication has never been easier. We have smartphones, and Doug mentioned this. It is a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment that you hold in your pocket or in your purse. It can add a lot of value, and you don't have to send a card, which is good to do, by the way, an encouraging card that you get in the mail. How many people don't, how many people hate those? Oh, there's a bunch of mail today, a bunch of people sending me nice stuff. I don't know about you, but you know what I have in my house? I'm not really a hoarder. I don't know, you can be not really a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder. You know what I do hoard, though? Encouraging notes. I have a shoebox in my closet with encouraging notes that people have sent me. And you know what I do? Sometimes I open up that shoebox and I read them. That should tell you something. And you know why? Because just like how you ate yesterday and you're still hungry today, just because someone sent you an encouraging message 3 weeks ago doesn't mean that you don't need to be encouraged today. Because it just is the way it is. And you have the opportunity every single day to be the fuel that somebody needs that right now is running on empty. And your note is going to be the thing that they read when they go home at night because they've had a crappy day and people have cussed them out and they don't want to deal with customer service anymore. And they're going to read your note and think to themselves, it's going to be okay. That, my friends, is what it is all about, to add life and learn how to become a massive encourager, which, by the way, if you want to learn to be attractional and attract people to you, be a massive encourager. I've never met a person in my life that doesn't like to be encouraged. I have never met one person in my life that says, if one more person encourages me, I swear to God. One more person sends me a nice card in the mail, I swear to God, I'm going to lose it. Nobody says that. You know why? Because we all need it. I think encouragement should be the language that we speak. It should be everything about who we are. So find value in them. Send them notes. Be encouraging. Find value in everybody. Say nice things to their face. Listen, it is so easy. And I will tell you this. Sometimes you got to dig a little to find something to encourage someone about. Sometimes you got to dig a lot. But society looks for what's wrong always. Listen, you want to be different? You want to be unique? Find the good when everyone else is finding the bad. We live in a world where it is so easy to find someone else's flaw. Have the courage to find the value. Have the courage to look past the defect, which he's not, but this is our world. People look at that and they're like, hey, he's someone that's blind or someone who's autistic. Maybe he's got tremendous value. And I'm telling you, if you want to build and get into a massive momentum in your life, find the value in people. Second thing is this: learn how to change what you're afraid of. Fear, honestly, is one of the greatest motivators that we have. And for most of us, the reason it's a motivator is that the wrong kind of fear really can paralyze you. I have some really bad scare. I'm really bad afraid of heights. And if you've ever been in a cliff and you're getting closer to that cliff, it freezes you in your tracks. You ever been in your house before and heard a loud noise and you didn't know what it was? Freezes you. Most of us don't go run in the direction of that loud noise. We stand still. That's usually what fear keeps us from going places. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that you are at the place in your life because you are being motivated by fear. I truly believe this. If you're a health coach, I believe this. Your business will always be the size that your comfort zones allow it to be. So it's about us in a situation of saying, hey, if really, we talk a lot about fear being bad, and sometimes it is, but I will tell you this, fear can be a really good thing. If we learn how to change the things that we're afraid of, right? You know, I had somebody ask me this question the other day, and I think about it for a little bit. They asked this question. They said, who's more annoying to you, Eeyore or Tigger? And some people are like, man, Tigger, I can't handle that energy. I was like, but I can't handle Eeyore. I can't handle it. Like, if you are someone who is Eeyore, I am telling you right now, people avoid you. If you are Eeyore and the sky is always falling, people avoid you. People screen your calls, Eeyore, because they do not want to be dragged down by you. Quit it. There's way too many exciting things in life to be looking forward to than to always think that the sky is falling. And I'll tell you this right now, for some of us that always feel like the sky is falling, you need to turn the flipping news off. You know, we talk about confront the beast. You can't confront the beast if you continuously feed the beast. And some of us, our beast is our attitude and the way we show up and the way that our outlook on life. We think everything is negative, and we wonder why we think everything is negative, and we watch the news for 6 hours a day. How is that helping your life? And don't give me the crap about being informed. You're as informed as you need to be. I'm pretty sure your opinions are pretty set where they are. Most people are not listening to the news to figure out what they believe. We listen to the news to feed the beast. And we continuously wonder why we're so unhappy and we're so miserable. Quit it. And one of my favorite quotes is this: whatever you feed grows, and whatever you starve dies. It's just the truth of life. Problem for us is we tend to feed the wrong things and starve the wrong things, right? So, you know what's truth? I battle my emotions all the time. I'm a nervous, emotional wreck when the Cubs lose. I'm not fun to be around. I'm just not. It's a problem for me, and I'm trying to get better at it a little bit. I'm really trying. Awesome. Thank you for that. I'm done. No. All right, so 2 words. I think how you use these 2 words changes everything for you. You know what those 2 words are? What if? Problem for a lot of us is we use those 2 words in all the wrong ways. We have anxiety and can't fall asleep at night because we wonder, what if? What if my business falls apart? What if no one signs up? What if that person doesn't call me back? What if they block me? What if? You know, what if can be powerful things. What if we started saying, what if I could change the world? What if we say, hey, what if I could make a massive impact? What if I could leave a legacy? Those are the kind of what if questions we should be asking. You know, one of the things that I'm having in my life been the most petrified about, I wrote it in the book that I wrote, one of my favorite chapters is the last one. It's called Shut Up and Dance. And I've always been afraid of perception, especially when we're in a public place and people start dancing. You ever been to a place where there's dancing? A few people are dancing, and everybody else is standing around the perimeter. Got a little drink. We're watching. Sometimes we step. When no one's watching, we just step a little bit. Pardon my whiteness. Just step a little bit. You know, I think the dance floor, honestly, is a great metaphor for life. And I made a decision that said, I don't want to live my life standing on the perimeter. I want to live my life dancing. Because I got one chance. So I was like, you know what? I got 2 choices. First of all, when you realize this, people that are on a dance floor, they don't know how to dance either. Most of them, they just don't care as much as you do. But if it really bothers you, then go get better at it. So I took dance lessons.